What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Active Self-Protection Extra. Here again, it's C2. They are amazing at giving us some space in order to do videos like this with my friend Destiny. You've seen Destiny on the channel a good bit, and she has become quite a shooter. Even though she's nervous today because she's like, I haven't practiced as well as I should.
It's been a few minutes.
You're awesome. Trust me, you're going to do great. Today, we're recreating another shooting problem from the main channel, right? The link to the video is in the description. It's an unfortunate outcome. And in that, our defender had to draw from a seated position, did a really good job of that. Got a hit, though, because I think he was hurrying. That wasn't a fight-stopping hit, and so ended up dying from that because the bad guy got just an absolute lucky shot. So we're going to recreate this problem, and think about how long does it take us to get a headshot so that we don't have to worry about the incoming fire.
Today's video is brought to us by Mantis. The Mantis family of products is integral to ASP staff building handgun and carbine skills and are your most economical and fastest path to improvement in your skills too. Whether you choose the X10, the Laser Academy, the Blackbeard, or use them all in concert, they will help your practice be more effective, efficient, and fun. Go check them out, pick up a unit, and thank them for sponsoring today's video.
So here's an interesting thing on this one, Destiny. You're like, wait a minute, I haven't gotten to live fire in a few weeks, right? I think you realize most people, like, if they said a few weeks, that would be way short for them.
Right.
But, you know, of course, they don't have 250,000 people watching them on YouTube either, right? And I just want you all, do me a favor in the comments, give Destiny some props for being willing to shoot on camera. This is, you know, she's not getting paid for this. I hope you understand that you're not getting paid for this. And she just is willing to do it, to come out here and show us what, you know, she can do today, which is pretty awesome. So we have a chair. We have a janky chair because that's what they leave on the range, but we have a chair here and we have targets out at 5 yards. Now, I'm going to tell you that this problem was much closer than 5 yards. I think it was actually probably about 3 yards. And so we could move in a little bit for that problem as well, but I want to start with a headbox shot. And the thing is, for range safety, we have to be shooting into the berm. And if we get into 3 yards, we'll be very close to shooting into the backup emergency steel instead. So I don't want to do that. I want us to be shooting into the crushed rubber. So we're going to start at 5 yards here, and we're going to get a feel for getting the gun out of the holster from a seated position. Now, in this particular case, we're going to start this just a little bit slow, right? And that is direct on just drawing from a seated position and getting 2 hands on the gun and getting a good headshot. Not going to start with any time on this. We're just going to do the motion, so then that way we are safe with it, okay? I'm going to get it. Most people will never be able to do this at their range, okay? Most people in a public range like this, if they are in a public bay, not a chance. Unless you have a private range or you're in a firearms training class that this is part of the curriculum, almost no chance you're going to get to do this, but that's why we get private bays, right? We can do stuff because C2 trusts me as an instructor that we'd never be able to do. So we're going to do this, and again, we're going to be straight on, just drive the gun out, 2 hands on the gun, and get a good headbox shot. 3x5 headbox in this particular case. Then one of the things that this guy had to do is he had to kind of draw his gun and get sideways. So we're going to not change the targets or any of those things, but for you as a right-handed shooter, I'm going to kind of shift you over to the right a little bit. I'm going to watch really carefully because we don't want you to point a gun at your legs as you come this way and through. I'm going to do it from the left-hand side because I'm left-handed, and then I'll do it from the right side as well to kind of show, wait a minute, I got my weak side, or I'm going actually towards my strong side, but that's much harder on that side. We'll see if Destiny wants to do that too. Then we'll put it all on the clock and see if we can get this in any kind of semblance of a hurry. Sound good? Let's give it a try, see how it does for us. Okay, I have a loaded gun. So here's a couple things you got to think about here, Destiny. Okay, we're sitting here in our chair, and we have this target in front of us. And I think, you know, obviously the center of mass is about my head height right now. So I'm actually shooting an elevated position if I need to get a headshot. But I want that headshot, but of course I don't want to go too much higher. And some of that's range safety here, right? So I know you're fun size and I'm party size, but even here when I sit down, this is from this spot. A couple of things you want to think about. Come around here a little bit so you can see, is that what I don't want to do here is that you and I are both carrying appendix, okay? We're both carrying up front. So you gotta kind of man spread a little bit here, right? So that you don't point a gun at your bits and pieces while the gun comes through. Also, I think everybody, you should really think about your holster setup on this. The way that my holster is set up right now, even when the gun starts coming out, it's actually not pointed at me. I have a wedge on my holster so that it is just outside of that. It'd give me quite a powder burn, my guess would be, and I'm not gonna try to do that, but I don't wanna point a gun at my bits and pieces, okay? So I'm not doing that. If I was strong side, I'm not carrying a strong side holster today. If I was carrying strong side, I would want to pull that leg in. So then that way, as the gun comes through, I'm not, again, covering my leg. If I man spread here, when I pull this gun over this way, then my gun is going to come through my leg. Remember, your femur is the largest blood-producing organ in your body. You do not want to shoot that thing. And people say, oh, I'd rather be shot down the outside than down here into my femoral artery. I promise you would not like to be shot on the outside of your leg. The last person that I talked to who did that to themselves, they recovered over about a 2-year period before they could walk without a limp. It's a bad day, okay? So all I'm trying to do on this first one is work on the mechanics of kicking my hips forward a little bit. So I want to get my hip forward a little bit, clearing my cover garment, getting my gun out, driving it to the target, seeing my target, and getting a good hit.
Oh, that was nice.
And I got a perfectly acceptable hit on the target here, okay? Now, something that we're going to do here is we're not going to holster while we're seated, all right? So this is just something for us for range safety. In a perfect world, I probably am going to keep the gun out anyways, make sure that guy is down, make sure he's doing his thing, but I'm going to stand up and very carefully, again, thumb on the back plate, see it, safely, carefully, reluctantly holster, and grease the landing. Let me try it again, okay? It wasn't a hard shot for me because, again, I'm not hurrying, right? So if I'm trying to go, oh, okay, wait a minute, I'm eating my lunch or whatever. And one thing maybe I'm thinking about here is maybe I have a table that might be about, this high or something, so that when the gun comes out, I want to kind of keep it higher a little bit. I don't think that most people worry about that stuff. I've never seen somebody in a real gunfight that kind of bonked into the table with their gun. They always kind of figure out where the problems are and solve them in real time, okay? But again, if I'm here and I come this way, got it. Okay, a little low on that one, a little lower than I'd like to be. But all right, we'll just call that as an acceptable one. Okay, so safely, carefully, reluctantly grease the landing. You wanna try? Yeah. Do you need to load up?
I'm good.
Okay. So again, I want you to take your time on this one, right? The first one especially, just going, hey, am I doing what I wanna do? Is everything kind of coming together the way that I want? My hands are on the gun. My dot is on the target. I'm seeing what I want to see. Okay? Go ahead. Okay. Great hit. Carefully, safely, reluctantly, grease the landing. So my one suggestion when you go back to the holster, I would take your thumb, stick it over the back plate of the gun so that you're not kind of sitting behind it. And,
okay.
Because again, when
you know what? The reason I usually end up doing that is to make sure there's no garment in there. I'm using my thumb to kind of guide between there.
Okay, so I should have cleared all that out of the way with my support hand, and that should be gone. And the other side of that is that sometimes when my thumb is on the back, if I stick that to myself, that does angle the gun into me just a little bit.
I gotcha.
So
that
instead,
makes sense.
I sit here, and that kind of kicks the gun out just a little bit. This gives me a little more margin. You didn't point a gun at yourself. It's totally safe. Just a thing to think through.
Okay.
Go ahead.
A little high.
Okay. Hey, on this one,
find my dot when I drew it.
You could not find your dot? Okay, did you see your dot when you broke the shot?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this time I would like you to do the same thing, Des. And what I want to see though is I want to see that clear, this come out. You're kind of, again, and this is something you tend to do, is you tend to join your hands awful late, okay? So what I want to see on this one is clear to here, grab the gun, let go, and I want here, remember you're happy and you know it, right? So just try one where you're happy and you know it. Okay, that was a good join. I'm a little worried on that one. You came real close to pointing that gun at your support hand because you kind of came around it this way.
Okay.
And I don't think you pointed a gun at your hand, but I think you came closer than you want to. Okay? So let's go ahead and stand up.
I'm gonna get my pants out of the way too.
Sure. So again, all I want to do here is gun comes out of the holster, and you can start here. Okay? So I just want you to kind of start here, and then all I'm doing is letting go and coming at the gun from underneath it, so that they're together, right? So here I am, there's that, let it go, see it. Okay, got this, got everything I need. Gun is, out of the holster, cool. Yep, see it. Okay, yep, see it, cool. That's all I'm looking for on this one. Try that a couple times. Just want you to warm that up so then that way we're capable to do it. Just do it right here, standing.
Okay, so you want me to go?
So I want you to
from-
have your cover garment up,
Mhm.
let it go, come out from under the gun, and just join to it. Good. Now that's exactly what we want. Okay? Gather your cover garment again. Good. Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
You want me to fire?
Now, yeah, go ahead and send one with that. Again, I just want you to feel that. See your hands come together. Grip the gun adequately like you want. Prep your trigger. See your dot and call your shot. Good. Excellent work. Okay, holster up. Nice. All right, now let's try it again, and let's see if we can get it from the seated draw. It's a little different when you're seated, though, isn't it?
For sure. Well, and like I said, because I have these high-waisted on, it helps me conceal better, but it does pose a problem trying to draw because I'm trying to get my fingers into here. So it's definitely something that you can't practice.
So you
usually.
might need to kind of drive this way. You might, instead of driving in from the outside of the gun, you might need, again, so I use this middle finger, and because you've got a little space here, then you drive into it and create that space as you go. That might be a way that it gives you a little bit more space. You did the things we needed you to do. That was really good.
Did I join here?
You did. You did
Okay.
a good job. Came from under the gun. Did a really good job there. Okay. All right. Now with a little bit of urgency.
Okay.